Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for week one of the ICP up against the PokeProfessor. And unfortunately, I didn't realize my microphone was muted for the whole match. So this is going to be a post-com video. I'm very sorry. Yeah, just mic was muted. Didn't realize. Um, Secondly, I want to address a little issue we had with this match. Unfortunately, my opponent didn't see that I declared my Terra captain. Um, and then he did end up like messaging me like after I'd already sent it, saying, "Oh, what's your Terra captain?" And then I didn't see that message because I dropped my Terra captain, and then I just sort of like dove straight into the match, So I wasn't really checking my messages. So it was just a unfortunate bit of miscommunication, I guess. Um, Unfortunately, it just meant that the PokeProfessor was playing this game not knowing my Terra type until I revealed it, and then like once I did reveal it, it was like a surprise. Like he didn't know what type it was going to be. Um, it was no one's fault. It was just an honest mistake, but unfortunately, it might have had a role to play in the match, I guess. But we talked about it afterwards, and we both agreed like it was just a simple mistake. So the match went on. The match, it is what it is. So yeah, apologies to the PokeProfessor. I probably should have been a bit more clear, I guess, or I should have been checking my messages a bit more. But yeah, like it's all good. But yeah, let's get into the match. Just wanted to address that because yeah, like obviously, um, it did suck for him having to play without knowing my Terra type. I can understand that. So, but we'll move on. Let's get into the match here. So let me just play this. All right. So my opponent brings Uxie, Chiyu, Meowscarada, Petra, Blastoise, and Braylon, which honestly is not the six I was expecting. Um, I didn't think Petra would come because I had Tentacle, Landorus, Weavile. I had a lot that kind of was good into it. Um, and I didn't really think the Braylon would come. Like I was a bit iffy on it, but I thought it might be the Walking Wake instead. And I was so sure it was going to be Klefki over Petrarunt. Um, and then he revealed to me his Terra Electric on the Uxie, which is just I didn't prepare for that. It was a great call. Um, but I've got Landorus, Tentacle, Iron Thorns, Oakapon, Ticketon, and Annihilate. Iron Thorns is Terra Fairy, but unfortunately my opponent doesn't know this. Um, but nonetheless, I had a game plan going into this match. I knew that Blastoise would never ever be able to get a spin off on my Annihilate. So I just wanted to lead my Choice Scarf Oakapon, and if it was a Meowscarada lead, I was going to U-turn out because I am this Choice Scarf, and I really didn't think Meowscarada would be the Scarf itself. And anything else, I didn't care what it was. I didn't care if it was Petra Run. I am spiking. So that was sort of my game plan going into this. I will say good luck, have fun to the PokeProfessor, even though this is post-com. I know the outcome of this match, but he leads his Uxie. And I'm thinking this is great. It's obviously he just wants to get his Terra off, so he's not weak to anything from Landorus, which is fair enough. I just want to get my spikes up, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Keep in mind, I played this match like a while ago, maybe a week and a half ago or so. I just haven't had a chance to do this until now because I've been busy with my university exams. So I might forget parts of the match. I'm just winging this. I don't have any notes or anything, but we'll see how we go. I do just spike here, as he's going to get the Terra off on his Uxie, and this Uxie man was just a nightmare. I didn't prep for Terra Electric. I should have. It was kind of an obvious bring. I was thinking he's going to obviously want to go a Terra on Uxie that Landorus doesn't have coverage for. Like it's not going to be Terra Fairy because I can Sludge Wave it. It's not going to be Terra Grass or I don't know. He's not going to be Terra Flying, whatever. He would never. Anyway, you know the point. I thought he's going to want to go something that Landorus can't touch, and I didn't think of Electric, even though it was a no-brainer. But yeah, very good bring on my opponent's side. He just U-turns there as I'm going to spike up, which is fine. I believe he brings in the Petrarunt, because that is not the Petrarunt, that is the Meowscarada. So, I'm not going to go for a second layer of spikes here. Obviously, I'm locked in. and I don't want to cop a triple axle or a U-turn, so Tinkerton is my dedicated switch to this guy. Yeah, we can pretty... My bloody dog, man. She's trying to get a roll of toilet paper. She's gonna take that everywhere. Ripley! My dog's got toilet paper. 1 second, I'm not restarting. Give that back. Got it. Alright, don't worry about that. Okay, so yeah, he's just gonna U-turn here, which is fine. He does reveal to be heavy duty boots because he didn't take hazard damage, so he's gonna take the Rocky Helmet damage there. Very nice because it's just gonna be slowly putting it in range for Landorus to 2-hit KO. I think I just needed 1 round of Rocky Helmet chip for Earth Power to 2-hit KO that guy, so yeah, Scarf Earth Power looking pretty nice once we can obviously clear that Uxie. But he's going to bring in the Chi-Yu here. Chi-Yu's just kind of a nightmare for me. I believe it was Marlin. Yeah, that's Chi-Yu. This thing just hits so hard. I had to go like AV on my tentacle to actually take hits from this guy. But yeah, he takes spike damage, which I expected because I am like certain this thing is Choice Scarf. Like during prep, it was the only thing I looked at. I was like, it's going to be Choice Scarf. So him taking hazard damage there almost confirmed it. I was like, maybe he could be Specs, but we'll find out here from this damage. We're sending in Tentacruel. Overheat comes out. And yeah, judging of this damage, I can tell that's not Specs, and it's all but confirmed he's Scarf. So that's really nice to know. He's obviously going to have to swap out here, so this is the freest flip turn of all time. If he stays in flip turns, doing like 70% to this guy, so yeah, pretty easy flip turn click here. Trying to remember what he went into. I think it's the Petrunt. Yeah, so he goes into the Petrunt, which is quite surprising because if I was especially offensive Tentacruel, which I didn't bring because I didn't respect Petrunt, Tentacruel beats this guy 1v1, so I was pretty surprised that was his switch of choice there, but that was fine. I'm just going to be able to get my Landorus in. As you can see, I just went like 4 attacks. I didn't bring U-turn just because I wanted to cover for... I thought I was covering for every Uxie. I thought I was covering for Steel with Focus Blast. I was covering for Fairy with Sludge Wave. I just didn't think of Electric, so I didn't really have anything to hit it well. But I was entirely expecting Uxie to come out here. It just felt like a no-brainer. I can't really touch it, so I thought, well, this is a perfect opportunity for me to get my rocks up because... yeah, just hazards were so good this game. I really wanted to get my rocks up. Rocks also will slowly chip down that Uxie for me, which is really nice. So I make the double into Tinkerton. I am Mold Breaker over Pickpocket because I fucking hate... like, I know it's pretty common for Tinks to be Pickpocket against Masqueraders, but I hate that ability. But he actually goes into the Blastoise, which was quite surprising. I didn't expect this to be his switch to Landorus because Earth Power still would have done a lot to this guy, even if he was AV. But unfortunately, this means I'm not going to be able to get my rocks up because he's just going to be able, like, he's probably just clicking spin here regardless. So I was thinking maybe I could Thunder Wave this guy. I was a little worried about a Shell Smash set, so a Thunder Wave would have been quite nice. Yeah, like I really wanted those rocks, but it just didn't make sense to put them up because he was probably going to spin here. So I thought I may as well keep my spikes up while I can. I'm going to go into my Annihilator. It's my dedicated switch to this guy. If he does Shell Smash, we've got the Mirror Orb, and then we're in a really good spot. I wasn't expecting him to Shell Smash here. It'd be way too early, even if he did have it. He does spin, so we're going to be able to block that, which is really nice. I hope my mic's not too loud. I might turn that down just a little bit. I don't know. I do talk pretty loud, so sorry. But yeah, I didn't see what I clicked here. I'm pretty sure I just clicked the U-turn on this guy. I don't expect him to stay in. All he's going to be doing is just giving me Rage Fist boost. Sally Jerry comes in, which is the Uxie. So we U-turn on this guy. And I really didn't have anything that I could threaten this thing with. I mean, I guess who does with a Terra Electric Uxie? So The first thing I was thinking was like, alright, cool, I can get my rocks here, because Uxie can't do too much to Tinkaton. However, I failed to recognize that Tinkaton can't do anything to Uxie with this set, so I was literally just thinking I want rocks up, so yeah, just kind of no empty, head empty, no thoughts, put Tinkaton in, set rocks up, and this thing starts setting mystical powers, which actually is quite frightening. I get the rocks up, but now this thing is kind of looking like a threat. Tink can't do anything to it. I thought I had Encore on this Tink, but I didn't. Encore was on my Annihilate, so I'm thinking, fuck, I don't really actually know what I can do to this guy. That's me realizing Tink can't touch this. So essentially, I just want to get something in and just start chipping this thing down as much as I can. And Ogerpon was kind of really the only option for that. Ogerpon wasn't super important in this match. I kind of just wanted spikes. And then the Scarf was just to maybe catch a Meowscarada or a Chi-Yu off guard. We had Super Power there for the Scarf Chi-Yu. So yeah, Ogerpon's my only choice here. I'm doing some calcs here, seeing like roughly how much is this guy gonna be doing. At this point in the match, I'm actually getting a little bit nervous because yeah, I just didn't prep for this thing like good enough, I guess. I didn't expect Mystical Power. I kind of forgot about that move. But yeah, we send in the Ogerpon. But it does Mystical Power again, so it's gonna get boosted again. We do take one more. Even after the boost, we're just going to barely take one more. So we're going to, at the very least, get 2 cudgels off here. I was really hoping that one could crit, because I just needed damage on this guy. He can't heal, thankfully. Well, I mean, I thought. I won't spoil. So we RB Cudgel. And we do fuck all, man. This thing just takes it. As he Draining Kisses, which sucks because, crits me there, which really didn't matter. I was 2-KO'd either way, but he's gonna recover pretty much everything we did back. So he does that, and I'm like, shit. I really don't know how I'm gonna beat this guy. Yeah, it's not looking great. I just didn't bring enough power on this. Like the game plan here was Hazard Stack Landorus, but Landorus can't do anything to this guy. Yeah, so we're doing like a slight bit more than his healing, I guess. Like we're making progress, but this thing's just gonna start tearing holes through my team. Like Tink can't touch it. Iron Thorns was my late game win con. I wanted to position a Dragon Dance sweep with this guy at some point. Obviously Tentacle can't go in. I'm just gonna drop 2 Mystical Powers, and Annihilate can't go in. So looking pretty bad. So I'm thinking, alright, well, do I burn Iron Thorns now, or do I wait? Ripley, what are you doing? Get out of there, bloody dog! She's going through my university bag. She eats my fucking card, man. She eats it. You can't really tell. Anyway, oh, she's got a bloody pen. Bloody dog. Give that back. I've got a strict, I gotta go out for breakfast with my girlfriend soon, so I'm sorry that my dog is interrupting this, but I'm not recording it again because it's got to be up tomorrow. And I got a busy day tomorrow, and I got a busy day today, so sorry about my dog. I'm not positioned and censored now. There we go. Alright, okay, so I've got Landorus in. Sorry, this is probably the worst video of all time. I've got my Landorus in, and like literally all I can do is just spam Sludge Wave on this guy. Because I thought Iron Thorns was my win con. We actually tanked the Draining Kiss pretty nicely, which I was pretty surprised by. So we are going to be able to do a little bit of damage. Obviously I knew Sludge Wave couldn't poison because of sheer force, but I was just hoping that I could chip it down to a point where maybe he can Draining Kiss Tinkaton, take Rocky Helmet damage. I was scrambling at this point. Like I was like, fuck man, I really can't break this thing. But when there's a will, there's a way. We're just gonna keep throwing shit at this guy until something happens. So we keep clicking Sludge Wave here. Do just, yeah, little bits of damage at a time. Draining kisses me. Like, this is +2, so we're surprisingly taking... I know it's not stab or anything, but Landorus isn't really known for its bulk. We're taking this relatively well. I can still take a mystical power from this range, so I go for one more Sludge Wave. If he mystical powers, it's fine. He's not getting that recovery. He does just kiss again. And so now we're in range of a mystical power. I think I can just live a kiss. But I was kind of realizing that if Landorus goes down, I'm going to really struggle to take out that Petra. So I wasn't prepared to let Landorus go down. So I switched into my Tinkerton, hoping he would Draining Kiss and take the helmet chip. But I was expecting a mystical power to come out here, which is exactly what happens. He actually misses, which is nice. It doesn't let him get that, like, it wouldn't have done much damage, but it doesn't let him get that boost. So essentially all I can do is Gigaton. It's resisted, but it's still a Gigaton hammer. It's going to do a bit of damage. And he can't Draining Kiss on me because of the Rocky Helmet. He'll probably just lose more HP. So I think from this point I might be alright. In hindsight, maybe I should have gone Tink earlier, but I was worried about running out of Gigatons because I've only got like 8 of those things. But I think from this point, Tinkerton can handle this guy. I didn't calc how much Gigaton could do, but it's a Gigaton hammer. Like, it hurts. So he U-turns, which was actually really nice for me. Because he takes the helmet chip, and he loses all those boosts. So now my heart rate starts going back to normal a little bit. Because yeah, that thing terrified me. But it has it's worn my team down quite a bit. It got rid of Ogopod. It's worn Lando down. It's taken a little bit of damage to Tink. So it's definitely done pretty well. Petrunk comes in. But that hazard damage is just really nice. The Gigaton comes out and actually does a really good amount to this Petrunk. So that shows me that he's not super physically defensive. I am expecting a Recover to come out here. I should have hard switched Lando, but like I was considering it, but I was like, fuck man, if he Shadow Balls and I lose Landorus, I'm in a really bad spot. So I was like, I'm just gonna Thunderwave this guy. Probably not my best play because it actually made my Tentacle faster than this guy. I EV Tentacle to be slower than Petrant, so that if we did the parting shot U-turn stuff, or just whatever, I could get the momentum into my Landorus safely. By paralyzing this, I could no longer do that, which actually ends up being quite annoying because I struggled to get my Landorus in on this thing safely. So yeah, paralyzing this was definitely not the play. I should have gone Lando, but I didn't have big enough balls to do it. But yeah, so now I'm just gonna go into Tentacle. He can't really do much to me. But Tentacle also can't really do much back. Just because, yeah, I didn't bring Surf. Actually, no, I Gigaton once more. There, it's doing pretty good damage. He does get paralyzed there. I think on this turn, actually, I'm pretty sure he's going to recover. So I go Landorus. Or I go Tentacle. Or do I go Landorus? No, I go Tentacle. I should have gone Landorus. I was thinking about it. But just once again, my balls weren't big enough to do it. I really didn't want to take a Shadow Ball. Like, losing Landorus could have potentially cost me the game. As he does recover. So yeah, once again, Landorus was the correct play. Because now we're just kind of in a stalemate here. Like, I don't do much to him, he doesn't do much to me. I do knock off the Scout for the item. A potential Sugar Berry I was thinking I'd like to get rid of. But it is Culber Berry, which is fair enough, that makes sense. He wanted that for Weavile. So we're going to do absolutely no damage. He's going to get paralyzed once again. But we chew anything this guy hits. And he can't parting shot because of clear body. So yeah, now I'm just in a point where once again I can't do much. So I'm just going to keep clicking knock off, doing little bits of damage at a time once again. Not my best game here. My prep was just bad, as simple as that. Or maybe not so much. His prep was just good. The Uxie Boom was good, and bringing Petulant surprised me. Yeah, this is where him not being paralyzed would have been nice, because I could have flip turned, been slower, and gotten my Landorus in safely. Yeah, I paralyzed him like an idiot. We got the crit there, so we're going to be able to do a good amount of damage. Shadow Ball, we're going to sponge. We're an AB Tentacle. So now I'm going to flip turn, as I'm pretty sure he's going to recover. And I think now I've finally gotten the balls big enough to get my Landorus in. Yeah, okay, finally did it. Should have done it, 10 turns earlier. But we get our Landorus in, as he does recover. And now we're pretty free to click Earth Power. However, he still has that Uxie, so I've got Psychic here for a reason, because I knew that Psychic would KO this guy, and it would still damage the Uxie if that comes in. Which is exactly what happens. So Rocks plus Psychic is going to take this out, which is super nice, because now we can start clicking Earth Power. Like, obviously he's got Breloom and Meowscarada that resist, but between Spike, Stealth Rocks, and just the sheer power of Landorus, they're not going to appreciate it. So Uxie going down is awesome, and I'm now feeling pretty good. That was actually all I needed to happen. It just took 20 minutes to do so. Mr. Whiskers comes out. We are locked in the Psychic, so we obviously have to swap. I'm not sure if at this point in the game he knew that I was Scarf or not. But yeah, so we always have to switch. Tinkaton is okay. So actually, no, I had a thought here. I thought there's no way you go for triple axle, right? You don't need to. I'm in range of just about any hit, and if you triple axle, my Tinkaton's Rocky Helmet, you're just gonna take a billion. So I thought this might be an opportunity to get my Annihilate in, and potentially get a nice Rage Fist boost on a knockoff or a U-turn or a Flower Trick. We all took those pretty well. But he triple axles, so I definitely should have gone Tink, but I just didn't think he would do that. So we're going to take quite a large amount of damage, a lot more than I would have liked. This does, however, give me 150 base power, or is it 200? I think it's 200 base power, because we get 50 each hit, right? We go to 100, 200 base power Rage Fist. Essentially, the reason why I went into Annihilate there was just in case Landorus went down, I wanted something that could damage Petulant. So I've now got that. We've got that 200 base power Rage Fist. So Petulant's going to be fucked if it comes in against on this guy. But we took a lot more damage on my Annihilate than I would have liked. So came at a cost, but yeah, I was just trying to make sure that I had other ways to damage Petulant. We do go into Tinkaton this time. He's going to Flower Trick. We take this pretty well. Bloody nose is itchy. Dog's eating something. I think it's just her bone this time. So I believe I go Iron Thorns on this guy. What happened? No, I just stay in. I thought I U-turned or something there. Sorry. I was going to Gigaton this. I didn't Thunder Wave just in case Petulant's going to come in. Gigaton's pretty free on anything, really. As Petulant does come in. So yeah, between Hazards and Gigaton, it's a lot of damage. It's really nice. Obviously, we can't click Gigaton twice. So we have to swap here. I'm all but sure he's going to recover. But I'm thinking this might be an opportunity to get my Iron Thorns in and start Dragon Dancing, because we've pretty much met all the conditions we needed for Dragon Dance to win the game. And then this is where unfortunately he didn't know my Terra type. I am Terra Fairy. I was under the impression he knew. I didn't know that he didn't know. But my thought process was I'm just not going to Terra in front of this guy. I can Dragon Dance, and if he what's it called? Malignant Chains me. I've got the Lumberry. I was considering sub, but I thought he might just attack me and it's going to break sub anyway. So we just Dragon Dance. Get to +1 attack, +1 speed. As he does Parting Shot, which is fine. Honestly, didn't need the attack boost too much. I just needed the speed. And I knew that I needed +2 speed to outspeed Scarf Chi-Yu. So this is definitely where him not knowing my Terra type comes into play. He goes into Breloom. So I'm Terra Fairy, but I honestly thought him going to Breloom here was to threaten a Mark Punch, force my Terra Fairy, so that he can go back out into Petra and beat me 1v1 with Malignant Chain. So that was my thought process of what he was trying to do, which is a good play. So I was considering a few options here. I was like, I can just Terra Blast this guy, but I'm not positioned for a sweep here. I need one more Dragon Dance. I was considering Substitute, but I was like, oh, he might just Bullet Seed and that's just going to go through sub anyway. I definitely should have subbed, but I didn't want him to Bullet Seed, and I wasn't worried about a Spore coming through because of my Lumberry. So I was like, I'm just going to get my second Dragon Dance. If he Bullet Seeds, it's fine. If he Spores, it's also fine. So I thought that was kind of the best middle play, because he does just Spore. But now we are faster than Scarf Chi-Yu, and we are +1. So we're going to be doing... we've got potential to just finish the game here. I do Terra Blast. I was kind of hoping he would swap into Petulant, because Petulant taking the hazards plus the Terra Blast would guarantee a Supercell Slam KO'd. It was a roll at this point, so depending on his investment. He does stay in. So Terra Blast is gonna take the Breloom out. That critical hit did not matter. Maybe I should have gone for one more DD. Probably could have. Like I should have subbed maybe. But I just thought Petulant would come in. Anyway, Petulant comes in now. So unfortunately, Supercell Slam is a roll at +1. But I'm going to go for it nonetheless. I kind of assumed I could take at least one hit. There was no reason to sort of do anything else. I think if I subbed on the Breloom there, I might have just won the game. Depends if he was Bullet Seed or not. With Supercell here, do connect. And he's just barely going to live. Malignant Chain comes out. And Iron Thorns just completely drops. I didn't do the calcs, but I thought I could take one. Like, Petrulant's not the strongest. It is a 100 base power move, I guess. But that sucked. If I played that a bit better, we probably could have swept with Thorns there, but it is what it is. Now essentially I can bring in my Landorus, and Sludge Wave is all but going to guarantee a KO. Whether he stays in, switches into Meowscarada, switches into Chi-Yu. Chi-Yu, between taking the Stealth Rocks to Spikes, it can't actually take 2 Sludge Waves. So I guess Blastoise could have, but that's fine. I've got plenty that can come in on Blastoise, so I'm just going to click Sludge Wave here. And it does stay in, and he's going to... Petrulant's going to go down. So that's 2 for Lando. I was really hoping that he would go Meowscarada here, not knowing I'm Scarf. And then I can get another KO. I wasn't entirely sure if he knew I was Scarf or not. Like, technically I haven't revealed it. I've just been swapping after I use a move. But But he goes into Blastoise, which is fair enough. This guy's still really healthy. Can take any hit. Hazards again just doing their thing. I'm always going to swap Annihilate. I think if this guy is Shell Smash, this is the point in the game where you have to do it. So Annihilate covers that, it covers the spin, and we live any hit because we're pretty bulky. So yeah, we're going to Annihilate here. Covers just about anything this guy's going to do. And then I'm thinking all I got to do is get like one Drain Punch on this guy, one Rage Fist, and I can finish the game with Landorus, but he freezes me. Really unfortunate. This could have just made the end game a bit cleaner for me, because I think it was just Rage Fist into Sludge Wave, Sludge Wave, Sludge Wave, win the game. And now I'm thinking, fuck, if he does Shell Smash here, I'm in a bit of trouble if I don't Thor. But he does not Shell Smash, he just Ice Beams again. We unfortunately do not Thor. A Thor here would probably finish the game for me. We're going to stay frozen, which is quite unfortunate, but it is what it is. And Annihilate is going to go down here. I still felt comfortable I could win the game. The freeze just made it a little bit more tricky. I had to position myself a bit better because unfortunately this Blastoise was not in range of a Earth Power or a Sludge Wave just yet. A Rage Fist on this guy would have all but secured that, but it is all good. So I'm sort of thinking I can go into Tinkaton and I can Thunder Wave, or I can go into my, so I needed Tentacle for Chi-Yu, I needed Tinkaton for Meowscarada. It was just a positioning game at this point. All I had to do was just position Landorus in the right spot and I could win the game. I decided to go Tentacle, and I'm just going to Poison Jab this guy down. He is going to Rapid Spin, which sucks, because now unfortunately without Chi-Yu taking that hazard damage, it's not going to be in range of 2 Sludge Waves. So that's another thing where the freeze sucked. I think I could have won 4-0, maybe 3-0 without the freeze. Not a big deal. But yeah, we're just going to keep Poison Jabbing this guy down. So I was in a position earlier where I just needed Blastoise in range. Now Blastoise is in range, but since the hazards are gone, Chi-Yu's not in range. So it was just becoming, yeah, just a bit tricky to position my Landorus, but I still felt pretty confident that Landorus could win the game. We're just going to keep Poison Jabbing this. He can't swap. Meow can't take it, and if he swaps in a Chi-Yu, then I win the game. The second Landorus comes back in. He's just going to keep spinning. Fair enough. It probably does more to me than anything else has got. Poison Jab. We get the poison this time. It doesn't really matter. But essentially, I wanted to go in the Tinkaton. I wanted to keep Tentacle healthy just in case I needed it still for Chi-Yu. Just in case I couldn't position where Landorus can take out either one. Anyway, you guys get the point. So I'm going to preserve my Tentacle here, go into my Tinkaton, and if he spins, he's going to die to Rocky Helmet. So that way, I've still got my Tentacle healthy enough for Chi-Yu, and I've still got my Tinkaton healthy enough for Meowscarada, just in case Landorus can't finish one of them off. Spin does come out, and then this thing's going to go down to Helmet, so Tinkaton gets a KO there. So now he obviously has to go Chi-Yu. And I'm thinking here I can swap Tentacruel, but honestly if Tinkaton goes down here, I think that all but guarantees me the positioning I needed. So as you'll see, so I'll just go for the Brick Break just in case he over predicts and goes for the Dark Pulse here, expecting Tentacle to come in. If I Brick Break this, then I can win the game with Landorus. So I think just my ultimate play was to let Tink go down in this position. So overheat does come out. Tinkaton's going to drop. But now, essentially, I can go Tentacruel. And I can always Flip Turn, because Flip Turn does a billion to this if he decides to stay in. Or if he switches into Meowscarada, then I get the momentum into my Scarf Landorus. So, this all but surely secures the win for Landorus, I believe. So always going to Flip Turn. I knew this was Scarf, and I knew Meowscarada was Boots. So yeah, I knew he's locked in over here. He has to swap. Maybe it could have Poison Jabbed, but Flip Turn just felt like it always positioned the win. The Mr. Whispers comes out with Flip. We can get Landorus in, and we can click Sludge Wave very freely. I'm not sure if Chi is going to take 2 or not, but even if if he does swap Chi, I just go Tentacruel and then get Landorus back in. Landorus comes out, we click Sludge Wave here. Whether he knew I was Scarf or not at this point, I'm not sure, but he surely knows it now. Meowscarada is going to go down. So now here's the thing. Chi comes in, I'm like, okay, I can Sludge Wave it, and then Tentacruel can finish the game. However, I didn't want to risk a Dark Pulse flinch on my Tentacruel. So I was like, I'm just going to guarantee the win. I'm going to sack my Tentacruel here. I don't take 2 Dark Pulses. I knew I could only take 1. But yeah, I didn't want to risk the flinch. I get my Tentacruel in. We are going to go down. He has to lock Dark Pulse here. Comes out. And then we're just going to, let Tentacruel go down on this one. And then Scarf Landorus can finish the game with Earth Power. So this meant I didn't have to risk any funny business. I could always finish the game with an Earth Power here. So super close game. Once again, I really apologize for the Terra mishap. No one's fault. Just an honest mistake. But Big Landorus is going to pick up 4 this game. And that's going to be a good game to the PokeProfessor. So yeah, we're going to get a 1-0 win for week 1. Sorry this video sucks. But shit happens. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in week 2. Cheers.